got the word? Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm raising the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, one big one.
Good morning, YouTube family. It's Dee Marie, and welcome to the Dee Marie TV channel. I'm going to be covering Love and Marriage Huntsville's YouTube Streetz recap today. And this is going to be coverage from 6/18 to 6/23/2003. This is for all of those of you who are not able to keep up with all the happenings on YouTube. Every week, I'm going to give you a recap. So if you missed anything, you can come right back to my channel and get it here. Everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. It is in my opinion, and it is for entertainment only. So to get started, first things first, Melody Cherie held her event to celebrate her dissolving the name Melody Cherie Holt and returning to her maiden name of Melody Cherie Rogers. Of course, this was a huge event. A lot of people covered the event, said it was wonderful, it was beautiful. We have not seen yet photos or, information, pictures, video from the event. Everything was kept, tight, so nothing leaked out. But Dr. Shadida Foster, Melody Cherie's friend, she did come onto YouTube. And she's wonderful. She gave us a recap of kind of what happened and things that she saw. She's not familiar with the cast, so she was just giving us little hints on what she saw. And she said it was an amazing event. It was high class. She said it was fresh flowers and a beautiful event. And she also spoke to the fact that there was a couple there that she felt like was on the TV show because they were mic'd up. Word on the street is that it's probably Nell and Chris Fletcher. We don't know that for sure, but that's what we all suspect, who was at the event. But she said it was emotional. She cried. The food was great. The ambiance was amazing. And so it was just a really wonderful event. We are supposed to see this event on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have come to wait and see on those things. Carlos King and production have a way of editing out things that we millimeters want to see, and they put in the other mess. So we'll see how they edit it. I hope Melody got her own video, so if they do not show it in the way that she would like the video to be shown, she can show us and drop us information herself. I suggest she start doing that, period. Once Love and Marriage Huntsville, their episode airs, if it does not show the content that we want to see, which is her mom, Miss Van, and the Eminem kids, I think she should release her own videos as backup so that her fans and the millimeters can get what we want to see, because the show is not giving us the information that we want to see. All they like to do is give us mess. So next up this week, or another thing that happened this week, was Carlos King had his recap with Keke Jabbar. Keke is amazing in my opinion. I really like Keke. I love the fact that she is able to give her opinions, state facts. She comes with confidence, and she does not let Miss Wanda and Letitia run her over. She speaks to the fact that they did not want her on the show, that they took glory in her situation when she was on drugs and addicted to opioids, and she's overcome that. She's been in rehab. She's drug tested herself weekly, but it's still not enough for her family members. Miss Wanda has been very, very, very rude to this woman. I mean, the things that she says to Keke and the way that she handles her family with manipulating them and trying to pit them against each other is absolutely fascinating to me. This is a woman in her 50s. She's middle-aged, and she should conduct and carry herself in a different manner. And the repercussions of that is that she's going to have offsprings, generations of people who do the same things. And you can notice that in Letitia's daughter's nasty attitude towards Mel when she went to Mariah's birthday party. I found her behavior to be disrespectful. And so you can see pieces of Miss Wanda showing up in the way that the children act. And I feel like, you know, on Love and Marriage Huntsville, we don't want to see that. This is supposed to be about Black excellence, and that should be across the board. It should also show in your children. And so Wanda is creating a bad example for her children. And speaking of middle-aged, older elders that are setting bad examples for their children, let's go ahead and get to Betty Steele. So Stormy and her mother did a scene on the show in which the mother was nasty towards her sister, and she revealed that Stormy's cousin, the male cousin that she fired a few episodes ago, had a criminal record, and that Stormy paid $15,000 to get his criminal record, get him out of jail or get his record expunged. I'm not sure. But in turn, his mother, Miss Betty's sister, revealed that Stormy had a record. So Stormy gets on the show talking about how she got arrested in 18 in college. Okay, again, back to Black excellence. How are we moving so far from what the purpose of the show is supposed to be? Stormy Steele and her family could be talking about a lot more things than who went to jail and how much they paid to get them out of jail or to get their records expunged. What the viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville wanted to see, and what we were told what we're going to see, is Black excellence. What Carlos King and the producers continue to give us is a bunch of mess that nobody wants to see. Hence, the weekly reviews or the weekly ratings for this week. So on Tuesday, it comes out that the Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings were down 63,000 viewers. The prior week, they had a total of 339,000 viewers for that episode. This week, the viewership was down to 276,000 viewers. Now, when this happens, people on the show, Carlos King, they tend to want to say, oh, this happened because there was a sports event, or this happened because of the Mary J. Blige movie. And if you haven't, just side note, if you haven't checked out the Mary J. Blige movie, go ahead and check it out. It's a really good movie on Lifetime. You'll love it. Okay, back to what we were talking about. So the viewership is down 63,000 viewers because Carlos King and his producers want to show the world ratchet, but they pitched a show of Black excellence. There are enough things happening amongst these people, and I'm not a fan of the Scotts. I'm not a fan of Stormy, but even with those people, there are things that can be shown that you know, are in alignment with Black excellence. But what we're not seeing is Maurice. What does he do for a living? Who is his clientele? How does he practice law? Where does he practice law? Does he, you know, does he have a business at all? Also, Marcel and Letitia, you see a lot of pictures of them. There are pictures of them in front of supposedly buildings that they're going to build, or pictures of them, you know, in or they'll film something in the cigar lounge. We saw so much in the cigar lounge. I think they've been banned from it. And now we're starting to see that they are going to be scraping their Scott Manor home for 2 years. And now they're working on renovating a home that they have that they're living in to prepare for Scott Manor. Now, Tisha did show a video this week of the house that they're renovating. The renovations do look nice, but this is not what we were sold. We were sold that they were going to be buying all this land and the land they own, and they were going to be building on the land. Turns out they are not going to be completing that home for the next 2 years. And a lot of the services that they use to blow out the rock on the home, on the land, they haven't even paid those people. So it's resulted in a lawsuit. So we want to see, as the viewership, what is excellent about these people. And if it has taken a turn and there are not excellent things happening in their life, bring on more people with which there is excellent things happening on their life, or break up the show. Roll the show out. Give Melody her own spinoff so that we could see what's happening in her life, because we know there is a lot of great things happening there. And if you want to have a show with Martell and his, women that he decide to mess with, and side babies and side kids and side women, you can do that on a whole nother show. Give the Scotts their own show. Back in Bessemer, I don't know, do something, but it is not fitting. The show is not coming together in the way that it should, because all we're getting is ratchetness from one side and Melody, who is excellent, trying to deal with a lot of mess that she is not involved in. So it is not coming together, and that needs to be taken care of. If you don't, this viewership is going to continue to go down. We're going to see ratings even lower than 276,000 viewers. And that's a shame for a show that used to have over 1 million viewers. Okay, moving on. Melody did a lot of IG Lives this week, just packing and showing us kind of what her day looks like when she's going to work and she's getting all her orders out for her 7th Avenue skincare line and her Melody Cherie wear and God Said Go and millimeter shirts. And it was really wonderful. She spent some time singing and telling us about the kids. Martell did divorce her, and inside of the divorce, he challenged her for full custody of the children. In doing so, one of the results of that case is that she or he cannot post the kids on the internet. So, Millimeters have always loved the Eminem kids. We've grown to love them. We feel like those are our nieces and nephews. We liked seeing them and seeing what they were doing in their day. And so Melody has had to switch from giving us a visual of that to telling us narratives about what they're doing, just to keep the family updated on the kids. And I really appreciate that she does that, because we really, really, really love the Eminem kids and we miss having them on YouTube. But she also talked about, she had posted a question and she asked when people felt safe and secure and beautiful and at peace. And she got so many different responses in her DMs. And a lot of them were really sad, because a lot of people have not felt secure. They haven't felt at peace. And so she talked about that, and that was a really good discussion that we had. And if you get a chance to go back and review those IG Lives, do so. She sang songs. It was almost like a karaoke session. It was just really fun this week just to hang out and watch her. She's working, I'm working. You can just plug it in your ear or turn it on your TV, and it made your day go by better. It was almost like we were all kind of joining in together as a family so that we could all hang out together while we worked. It was really fun to see that happen this week. Black Titanic this week dropped. Black Titanic stays dropping the best receipts. She is one of the best journalists ever. If you are not subscribed to this woman's channel, that's where some of the most important information that we get on YouTube Streetz comes from. Black Titanic is the truth. And she dropped some information about Maurice Scott supposedly having a criminal record in Baltimore. So this is interesting. So Maurice is supposed to be a lawyer. He's supposed to be a lawyer in Huntsville, and his law school is supposed to be non-ABA accredited. So it's interesting that he supposedly has a criminal record in Baltimore. I would like to know how that plays out in Huntsville. What are the requirements to be a lawyer there? Can you have a criminal record? Does that have anything to do with why he went to a law school that is not ABA accredited, or why he does not practice law in courts? It's interesting on how he moves as an attorney. I wonder if the criminal record in Baltimore has anything to do with that. So, the criminal records was flying this week. It was just off the chain. You had Stormy, her cousin, with criminal records, Maurice with criminal records, and over here come Coleslaw, Slow Slaw, whatever you want to call her. So Coleslaw was in the car with Coleslaw, if you don't know, is Martell Holt's side chick. This is the chick who had a baby to try to force him to leave his wife. And guess what? It worked. He's the fool. He fell for it. So the side chick and the side baby was in a car, and she done got pulled over 4 times for not having the baby in a car seat. This is just yet another example of how women treat children that they have out of spite. She did not have that baby because she loved Martell and she wanted to have a union with him. She had a baby specifically to try to break up his marriage. But as a result, look how she treats him. She gives him popsicles in the morning. She has the baby sitting over here riding in car seats without the car seat being fastened, risking his life every time she puts him in a car. She leaves him in pools. He in the pool choking on water while she on IG Live. She has him coughing and hacking people on IG, telling her take the baby to the hospital. He's sick. She talking about he got a cold. It's just a mess. He pulling bottles of alcohol outside her purse. She stayed giving examples of why she is not a good mother and why she should have her custody challenge. But instead, Martell took the best mother to court to try to get some child support because his ass is broke. Okay, so another huge topic that was covered this week regarding Love and Marriage Huntsville is the prophetess. So this is a person who, she's a woman who says she speaks for God or by divine inspiration, and she foretells future events. Now, she created a video that discussed Love and Marriage Huntsville, where she was prophesying on what would happen on Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you didn't catch it, there's lots of videos covering it. My favorite is from my mentor, the Silver. Go to her video. It's entitled Melody Betrayed by Another Fake Friend. Let's talk about it. If you watch that video, it really dives into where the information comes from, who the woman is. People are discussing it. It's so informational, and you guys can get the gist of what we're talking about today. But in a nutshell, the prophetess comes on and she's saying she is supposed to be a fan of Melody's. She is the person that inspired for every 5 demons, 5 blessings. And then I believe she said for every 7 demons, 7 blessings. So this did not put me in an uproar at all. I am someone who has learned a long time ago that whatever information it is for me to receive, I discern that. So people can say whatever they want to say to me. I'm going to receive what I want to receive, and the rest of it, I'm going to leave it alone. So I don't see any problem with her prophesying on the show in totality. She also said these could be for past events or future events. I did not particularly see anything wrong with what she said, because if it's not for Melody, Melody's not going to receive that. Okay, she's just not. And that does not mean she can't receive for every 5 demons, 5 blessings, because that resonated with her. If that is her blessing, that's her blessing. If the woman is trying to do something else just to get, likes and clicks, or if she's just trying to blow up on her name, that's on her. Or maybe she really did see what she saw. I don't know. I didn't particularly feel as emotionally, triggered by it as other people. But I'm me. I don't let anybody give me information, and I don't receive nothing I want to receive. I am a child of God. Anything that he wants to tell me, I'm a check and I'm going to receive it myself. We're all human beings that are made in his image. And, I've seen things and known things that, other people have not seen or known. And I'm just not going to challenge what anybody else says. But what I do believe is that if you give the power to her words, then it will impact you. But if it's not for you and you don't receive it, it's not going to have any effect on you. So I would just say, let the prophetess do what she do. What works for you and what you want to receive it. What doesn't, don't even focus on it. Let it go. That's all I have to say about that. Carlos King. Let's talk about Carlos and him protecting Martell this week. So towards the end of the week, Carlos King did a communication or interview with someone where he was explaining that he previously had a cast member on one of his shows accuse someone of hacking their phone. Now, we all know on last year's reunion, Melody said that Martell hacked her phone. And Martell did try to hack her phone because it was not the first time he did it. We all watched all that play out on the internet. That was also part of the reason why Melody pulled back after the season closed. Well, she does that anyway, and that's her right to do that. Everybody has the right to pull back when they want to pull back. But she pulled back and she changed her phone number because she had to be careful about who had her number because he was trying to get in her phone. Hence, this is also why he asked for her passwords and logins to her social media pages. In a child custody case, he wanted to know who she was dating. The man is a narcissist. He's ridiculous. So he did hack her phone. He tried to hack her phone. They hacked it backwards, and she started receiving calls that should have went to his phone instead of him receiving the calls from her phone to his phone. Whoever hacked it incorrectly. Carlos decides that he wants to be a manipulator and rewrite history. This man decided that he's going to work in Martell's favor to shape public opinion about Martell and go against Melody. His mind is made up. He's in full protection, propaganda, manipulation mode. He said it was a scam, but it wasn't a scam. It's not a phone scam that's going around that can just happen to anyone, and it just so happened to Melody Cherie. Martell did it. Just like Martell cheated on his wife, just like Martell broke up the family, just like Martell had a side baby with a side chick, just like Martell is manipulator and is trying to turn everybody against Melody, just like Martell threatened her with revenge porn, just like Martell actually took her to court to take her children away from her. The man never stops, and under all circumstances, Carlos King and a lot of the castmates will stand in our face and say, Martell is a great guy, and he's not. He's ridiculous. So, in a nutshell, the week was a great week for Melody. It was a wonderful week for Melody. She brought us into her space. We got lots and lots of time with her while she was working this week. We had conversations with her. Her name change is complete, so she is free from Holt and the Holt name and the mess associated with him, and it's a wonderful thing. It's interesting to see what's going to happen this upcoming week. And I'm excited to see the show. So please like and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I am new to YouTube. Every time you hit that like button, it pushes me up in the algorithm and puts my video in front of other Love and Marriage Huntsville fans. And I appreciate you spending your time with me today. I look forward to giving you your recap next week. Talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.